Okay, in this transaction I'm going to show you PostTrans being used to edit transactions in Sage 200. So here we are on a template. Our template comes with PostTrans. So if I press the example button and type in search edit, we just double click on that and it would open this sheet. So in setup I can set the company PostTrans is going to talk to regarding Sage 200. But what we're going to do is we're going to press extract, and you can see up here it says demo 2, that's the company I've called in Sage 200, so I can see which company I'm working with. I've got here quotes, proformas, invoices, sales orders and purchase orders I can extract to edit. And down below, I can type in the document number and all that sort of business. So let's just clear all the criteria up there and say get quotes. So there's all my live quotes within Sage 200. Now if you've got a lot, you can see there's a limit, or you could set the date between, or if you want to include not completed, you can do that also. And of course you'd expect here that we could enter the first few letters of a customer account code, and we can get all of the transactions that they have currently live or completed, all that sort of business. So let's say select all, and we're going to extract them into the sheet. So there we can see we've got 14 lines written to the sheet. We can see this status down the left hand side plus the transaction number. On here we can see the stock code, description, quantity and price, etc. Now some of these columns are not really needed. For instance, if I set the default warehouse up here, if I add any additional lines to this, because I can add stock codes and I can add comments and all that sort of business to existing transactions, and I can obviously edit the data. Now if I edit the data, it's also subject to Sage 200's validation. Now I can also delete lines, so I'm going to put an X in the command column here which would delete that line off there, and of course I can re-add another one. You can't edit the stock code once it's in the system, so you have to be a bit careful what you can and can't do. And obviously I probably wouldn't want to set the nominal code because it would be set automatically by PostTrans according to the stock code settings. Now what we've done here is used a bit of data grouping to hide this section here. So this is actually showing you what was on the transaction header of that transaction. So you can easily add extra tags which denote what data is in each column, just by going into the tags box here. But there's a whole training video on how all that works, or it'll be part of the training if you commission the system. But you can change all this data subject to its sort of relationship with the data in the system. Anyway, let's just change some values. Let's put Happy New Year 2023. Let's edit this from 250, and should we make that 350, I think. And perhaps we'll edit another value down here. Let's change that to 1,500. Okay, so let's import that into Sage 200. And you see there it should have deleted a line, so when we look at it in Sage 200 it should have 2 stock items on it from now on. So let's have a look at that item. So we can see there is transaction 23, which now has 2 stock items, so it deleted the third one, and it edited that description, and it changed that value to 350. So we have success. And of course on transaction 17, I think we altered that price there. There we go. And of course now if we extract the same data, again, we should now see this spreadsheet now reflects the data in Sage 200.